Your fashion brand is not failing because you have a bad product. It's failing because you are dying through the death of 1,000 cuts. What are those cuts? Well, they're actually called customer returns. Every single time a customer returns a product back to you because of bad quality, what's happening is that you're losing a little bit of trust with that customer. You're creating an inconvenience for them. And chances are you're having to bear the burden of processing that transfer or taking care of the customer, making sure that they are walking away feeling relatively unscathed. All of this digs into your already razor thin margins. You would be surprised to hear that the majority of brands face return rates of around 10%. So for every 100 items that you're actually selling, you are having 10 of those items returned back to you. So how do you overcome these challenges? Well, my name is Shadi Adada. I am the co-founder and creative director of Fittdesign. Over the last 10 years, I've had the pleasure of working with 1,000 plus activewear brands, and I know about what it takes in order to create a customer experience that minimizes returns so that you can maximize your profit and your customer satisfaction. What are these tips and tricks? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be discussing in today's episode. So actually, it's more like 15 to 20% of activewear brands face returns. And most customers cite inaccurate sizing or products being mislabeled or misrepresented as the core reasons why they decide to return a product. What you need to understand is that the first step you need to take is to communicate the sizing effectively to your customers. Because if most customers are returning products because they don't fit correctly, then just simply by making sure your website properly conveys what size a customer should buy and making sure customers, number one, pick the right product size to begin with, and two, in the event that there's an issue, you're able to educate your customer on what size to pick again in the future. How do you do this? Number one is you have a proper sizing chart. But in general, a sizing chart is going to tell customers what size they are based on specific measurements that they measure on their body using a simple tape measure. And it's also very important to provide accurate information on how to grab that measurement so that customers are getting consistent measurements and they're not measuring incorrectly. The more specific you are, but without being overly specific, the better. Next, you need to show real people in your products, and you need to give their measurements when it comes to their weight and their height. It's also a good plus to show a variety of different body types. That context gives customers the important information they need to know what size is theirs and how they're going to fit in a specific product, and even if that product is going to flatter them. Also, consider adding in an interactive size finder. That way, if they're checking out a specific product, the last thing is add customer reviews. Add real reviews of real customers with images that they've taken of them wearing the products. You might think that this is a disadvantage if most customers are saying that this runs large. Believe me when I say it's better to give customers the information up front so that they can make an educated decision. Reason number two is that customers will return their products because they feel that the imagery that has been shown on the website does not accurately represent the product that they purchased. They're expecting something and they're getting something completely different. That's number one. Number two, perhaps the colors and how you're representing the colors because of your studio shoot is off. In order to overcome this, have a proper 3-point light setup in your studio. Have a large light box that has diffused light, that has normal neutral light. My recommendation is go for a traditional white background and allow the colors to be as neutral as possible. Also, what you can do to help clarify the accuracy of the products, what I love to see is 360 videos of the products all in one short 10 to 12 second video clip. Number three, and the biggest reason for returns, is just poor fabric quality or inaccurate fabric quality. On your website, it's essential to give customers proper and accurate fabric information. My recommendation is take the Lululemon approach. Clarify what it is that your product has on your website, in your product description, be as accurate as possible, and take the time to educate customers about what they're receiving. If you're confident in your product and you know why you created it, then you're going to be proud to share more details about what makes your product unique and what fundamental problems it solves for your customers. Reason number four is that your product has way too many defects and way too many errors. The easiest way to overcome this is in your factory. Create a proper quality control checklist that covers a wide range of items, such as sizing accuracy. This can cause issues long term. Also, If you have defects on your stitching, on the print placement or the print alignment, or sometimes I see this a lot with the heat transfer logos where the actual paper that is used to apply the heat transfer logo onto the garment leaves an outline, this can be a huge detriment to customers. That is not the way that you want customers to experience your brand for the first time. The fifth reason that I typically see is that your product descriptions simply don't provide enough context. So you need to make sure that you're accurately advertising your products through photos, through descriptions, and focusing on the unique selling points of the product. At the same time, provide clear care instructions. These issues arise time and time again. And if you haven't protected yourself and you haven't actually taken the time to educate customers on how to care for their product, you're going to experience returns time and time again. Number 6, and I see this especially when brands kind of go from that $500,000 a year to that $2 million, $3 million a year, is slow shipping. It's easy in the beginning when you get a couple orders a week or get a couple hundred orders every month to be able to stay on top of shipping. But when you start to get into the thousands of orders or the hundreds of orders a day, that is where things start to take off and all of your hard work is beginning to show off. And what customers hate more than anything is receiving a product slowly. They will definitely ask for a refund. They'll denigrate you on social media. My recommendation is make sure you future-proof your logistics. And if you are late, be upfront with customers, communicate why the delay is, and offer them something in return. Just be upfront with your customers and don't bury it under the books. Well guys, that is it. That is a wrap on this episode. That's been my top tips on how to reduce customer returns so that you can maximize your customer satisfaction. If you guys enjoyed this episode, let me know in the comments what other topics you want to see me cover in future episodes. And if you want my personal help on how you can actually reduce returns for your brand, I can literally save you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars every single year by drastically reducing your return rates. So check the link in the description. I offer one-on-one consultation calls every single week, and we can discuss any topic of your choice. Guys, I say this from the very bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Fittdesign TV. Until next week's episode, stay awesome.